Welcome back to Big Mouth and welcome to Big Mouth Live at 6 minutes past 8 Cyprus time. I hope you're doing okay. Bobcat, hey Mickey, hey Bobcat, what have you been up to today? Welcome. I've been feeling a bit sleepy since I saw the Eternal trailer because this trailer literally has jack shit going on. I don't know who else has seen the trailer, but I tell you what, I wasn't very impressed at all with it. I knew this was going to be a boring shit film, but Jesus Christ, Bobcat, watch the Eternals trailer. It sucked, right? If you're a normie, I don't know anything about the Eternals. What's going on? What's it all about? Oh, and they had that little jokey bit at the end about the bloke saying that he could be the new leader of Avengers, but of course he's a bloke, so they laughed at him. Ronnie Dodge, hey mate, Robert Pattinson just got a deal producing at Warner Brothers and HBO Max and WB TV shows. It's on Hollywood Reporter. That is, of course, massive. This means he's got a big part as the Batman. This means he will produce every single Batman spin-off on HBO Max. This means he will produce the next Batman and the next Batman. It also probably means he will cameo in a hell of a lot of DCEU movies. Now, let's take a look at the details of this. And thank you, Ronnie Dodge. I've missed this, not because I'm a shit YouTuber, even though I am, because I've just gone live and I didn't check it out. So let's have a look. The Hollywood Reporter. This is huge. And this is huge for Batman. This is huge because this means he's not just going to do 3 movies. He's very much involved in the future of the DCEU. And I can't find it. Oh, here we are. Robert Pattinson signs overall first look deal with Warner Brothers HBO. So let's have a look at this. This is huge. Ronnie Dodge, hey Bobcat, hey Ronnie Dodge. Ronnie Dodge, it just dropped. Bobcat, I'm mad at Disney. Why are you mad at Disney, my friend? Robert Pattinson signs overall first look deal with Warner Brothers HBO. The deal is his first foray into the world of producing. Warner Brothers is going all in with Robert Pattinson, the star of its upcoming relaunched Batman movie franchise. Pattinson has signed an overall first look production deal that encompasses the whole spectrum of Warner divisions, including Warner Brothers Pictures, New Line Cinema, Warner Brothers Television, and HBO Max. That means that his character of the Batman is going to have spin-offs galore. It also means he will do a lot of cameos. Marcus Walker, there was literally nothing interesting shown, just a load of people standing or walking around in a generic bland costumes. Yeah, it's true, Marcus. It's really funny how boring this is. Basically, all they're interested in is to say, ooh, look, we've got a bit of everything in this film. We're so representational. Aren't we cool? Bobcat, they will ruin DC if they buy them. Let Amazon buy them instead. It looks like the DC to Disney thing was bullshit anyway. I wouldn't worry too much about it, but it was a good thing to talk about this morning. Ronnie Dodge just sent it to you, mate. Thank you, mate. I'm reading it right now. Warner Brothers Pictures and HBO have always been synonymous with groundbreaking filmmaking, Pattinson said in a statement. I'm thrilled to be working with them to discover the most exciting new voices in film and television and help bring their visions to life. I've loved working with the studio over the years and I have so much respect for their dedication, their willingness to take chances, and their desire to push the envelope creatively. Wait a minute. I thought no one wanted to work with Warner Brothers anymore after their day and date release thing, right? This proves that wrong, doesn't it? After becoming the worldwide name thanks to the Twilight movies, Pattinson dug into the world of indie movies and working with auteur filmmakers with movies such as The Lighthouse from Robert Eggers and Good Time from Benny and Josh Safdie. The actor is in recent time began taking steps to return to the world of big budget filmmaking, though all with directors with singular visions. He starred with John David Washington in Christopher Nolan's Tenet, which was released last year. The Batman in which Pattinson plays Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, is being directed. I don't know what that means. Is being directed by Matt Reeves. Is being directed. But the Hollywood Reporter can't even spell. Why Matt Reeves? The latter movie wrapped production earlier this year, assigning an overall first look is a symbol that Warner Brothers likes what it sees so far. The movie is due to be released March the 4th, 2022. We have been incredibly impressed with Rob's eye for identifying dynamic new filmmakers, said Warner Brothers President, Production and Development, Courtney Valenti, and New Line's President and CEO, Richard Brenner, in a joint statement. Additionally, he is continually nurturing exciting story ideas into compelling screenplays. We are so excited that Warner Brothers and New Line will be his home and that we get to benefit from his creative commercial passions. Wow, so that's very, very exciting news. And for me, all I care about, this means he's going to be playing Batman for years to come. Bobcat, really? Everyone is talking about it? Talking about what, Bobcat? Ronnie Dodge, Marvel buying DC was bell shit from the start. Even Jim Lee downplayed the same rumor from last year. Bobcat, I mean, I didn't like Disney even before the DV thing. Bobcat, DC. Well, listen, right? This rumor about Warner Brothers being bought by Disney has been a thing for many, many years, and it's never come to anything. The Marvel DC thing. So it wouldn't be the Marvel DC thing. It would be Disney swallowing up DC or Warner Media. But there has been a statement from Discovery today, and they're really excited. They believe that they can take HBO Max to the top 3 streaming services in the world. So it looks like that merger is a thing and it's not going anywhere. So I don't think there's actually anything to worry about. So who enjoyed my passionate little debate with Hot Takes Tuesdays today? That was fun, wasn't it? This is what happens when you get me riled up, you see. When I know I'm right, I know I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'll take a step back. I'll say, you know what? You know more than me. If you say something about comics, because I don't know much about comics themselves, I will say, all right, fair enough. You know, I don't know any better. But I know that Zack had a lot to do with Wonder Woman 2017. So I wasn't going to take that. And there was no disrespect meant to Hot Takes Tuesday. But when I know something, I know something, you know. You know, Wonder Woman 2017 is one of my favourite films ever made in terms of comic books. Ronnie Dodge, Bobcat is not going to happen, especially with the merger happening. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I kind of knew it wasn't happening, but I just wanted to discuss it this morning. I laughed about it this morning when I first saw it. And as Ronnie Dodge said, it didn't come from a respected source. Have we noticed that, what's his name from Geeks and Gamers has been shitting on Man of Steel? Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. Ronnie Dodge, it was very interesting. Oh, yeah. As I say, when I know something, right, it's quite easy, guys, isn't it? You look at Wonder Woman 1, you see the quality of that film, then you see Wonder Woman 84. So it's clear that the same woman didn't just do both movies, right? Sam Dejan Reviews, I got my copy of Zack Snyder's Justice League today. Congratulations, Sam. I'm going to have to wait a little while for mine next month, but I may even get it tomorrow. I think it was sent off yesterday, but I don't know when I'm going to get it. Dave Ethan, hey you all, did you see the snorefest of the teaser for Eternals? It was awful, wasn't it? As I said, Dave, if you're a normie like me and knows nothing about the Eternals, that tells me nothing. No action, people standing there doing jack shit. We saw this awesome shit, which was cool. But as a trailer, don't forget, a trailer's a marketing. That is supposed to sell the film to me. And of course I'm going to see it's an MCU film. I want to continue the saga of the MCU. Yes, right? And people will go and see it. But not a great piece of marketing. Bobcat, Disney ruined Star Wars and now they'll ruin Marvel. They'll ruin DC too. Bobcat, deep breaths. It's not going to happen. Sam Dejan reviews, Eternal is a rip-off of the New Gods. Basically, Eternals is a rip-off of the New Gods, yeah. But New Gods is more awesome, right? So, I mean, they're not even going to... I mean, isn't Thanos supposed to be part of that world? Am I wrong? Like Darkseid's part of the New Gods world. I mean, I'm just so excited. I do want the Snyder Cut on 4K. I can't wait to see it on 4K. Bobcat, Marvel is just going to suck from here on out. I mean, I didn't like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Well, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier was very disjointed, but I really did enjoy WandaVision. Ronnie Dodge, Bobcat, it was a rumor from a clickbait account. Don't believe anything unless it comes from actual DC or Warner Brothers. Well, the thing is, Ronnie, if it was on the Hollywood Reporter, like the Discovery Warner Media merger was, and like Variety, I would have kind of said it had some substance. But you're right. You know, Cosmic Book News is just a bullshit fandom menace account anyway. It's like hearing something from, what's his name, Doomcock, and saying it's a fact. Sam the Jam reviews, I wish I could. I was Man of Steel, BVS, and Zack Snyder's Justice League at the same time. Well, when I get a break later this year from looking after my dad, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to binge Man of Steel, BVS, and Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut back to back, and I'm going to take in that universe. JDSB, glad New Gods was cancelled. The director is one of those SJWs. Yep, she's not just an SJW, she's worse than that. I was horrified when she was going to do that film, but I did say they would drop her because they never tapped her to make it. She was the one aggressively going with scripts. They kept on rejecting her scripts. Then she got Tom King or whoever the comic book writer was. Didn't work out. They got rid of her. Ronnie Dodge, maybe tides are turning. Marvel turning crap and the DCEU multiverse is rising. Well, listen to this, Ronnie. This is how I see it. Look at the projects coming out for DC on HBO Max and in movie theaters. What is the more... Forget the bias, right? There's two films I'm looking forward to. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and of course Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm looking forward to them. Apart from that, there's nothing really that exciting happening. And I think you're right, Ronnie. I think we've got a lot to look forward to, and it's very exciting. And I'm sure you've all seen the pictures of the Shazam cast together. Wonderful to see those characters, Jack Dylan Grazer and the other guy who plays young Shazam as well. So it's great to see that cast together. Bobcat, I'm having my own marathon for the Suicide Squad. I'm watching Suicide Squad, Justice League, because of a supposed reference cameo, and Birds of Prey. Dave Ethan, let's not start a battle, Ronnie. There's no battle. I think that Ronnie's got a good point. Sam Lejean reviews, we need a Man of Steel 2 announcement that will blow Marvel out the water. Oh, by the way, Mikey Sutton's Geekosity publication says in an article that Henry Cavill is still Superman. So that's good news if you can rely on Mikey. He was right about the Henry Cavill news. He said just because he's doing Highlander doesn't mean he's not still Superman. I expect him to see him as Superman again. That's exciting. Bobcat, Marvel has already been destroyed, in my opinion. Yeah, do you know what, Bobcat? I think after Endgame, it was over, wasn't it, really? Let's be honest about it. It's like he did it, but you've got to continue it. You've got to find a way to keep it going. And you know what? The DCEU, really, even from Man of Steel, people say things about it, but they're actually kind of epic films in, you know, the DCEU. Man of Steel's awesome. BVS is awesome for me personally. I like Suicide Squad. Wonder Woman's one of the best CBMs ever made. Let's skip Justice League. Aquaman's cool. Shazam's cool. And then looking at DC Dark, you've got the Joker. I think they're a good, they're a good baseline of films. Bobcat, I'm not watching any films past Doctor Strange 2. Don't blame you. Ronnie Dodge, I love both, but DCEU is going to own next year by the looks of it. Robert Pattinson producing deal is going to have certain fans crying. Oh, definitely. JDTSB, I already saw a Suicide Squad film this year. It's called Army of the Dead. Ooh. Listen, my opinion, JDTSB, on Army of the Dead, great for our first three quarters. And my favourite character was Coyote, but they killed off all my favourite characters and left the most annoying character alive. And there doesn't seem any life at the end of it by doing that. So I'm not looking forward to a sequel now. So I think it missed its mark in the third act, unfortunately. But looks great. Zach did a great job as a director. The story was interesting, but I think we should have tapped in to the why of the intelligent zombies. We missed out with that. I know he's doing a prequel as well. And soon the Suicide Squad. Absolutely, Bobcat. Ronnie Dodge, after Endgame, the MCU has just lost momentum, and I agree with that, Ronnie. Bobcat, oh yeah, Army of the Dead. So many plot holes. Yes, as I say, it's a wonderful looking movie. And for the first three quarters, I really enjoyed it, but I'm afraid it lost its steam. You know, I understand it's a zombie film and you've got to kill people. And if you're going to leave one character alive, leave one that we all actually fucking like. Bobcat, robot zombies. Why? Because they look cool. Oh, okay. Robot zombies? Was there robot zombies? Did I miss something now? Yeah, that Robert Pattinson news is huge. If you're a Batman fan, that's huge. That means that he will be willing to play Batman on any of those platforms, which is very exciting. Of course, he's going to do other scripts. He's going to be involved behind the scenes, and that's great for him. But him being tied to Warner Brothers is very good news if you're excited about his Batman, and I am. It would be great if Matt Reeves could be tied down to Warner Brothers as well. Bobcat, also, if the zombie was attracted to the heated zombie hand, wouldn't they be eating each other all the time? They are out in the scorching hot sun to the point some dried out. I suppose you've got a point. I've never really looked at it like that. I mean, I don't really look deeply. I mean, to me, it's just a zombie film. It's fine, but as I say, you killed off the coyote. You made her dumb just before you killed her. That's very, very disappointing. Ronnie Dodge, most likely the Suicide Squad will be a better movie at least. It probably does kill the only decent character. Oh, I can tell you that it is a better film, but I like most of Army of the Dead. Nightjaw, hello again, Nightjaw. Well, you were present earlier today. That was fun, wasn't it? Bobcat, also the dried out zombies coming back in the rain, and Saw Thing didn't come back again in the film. Such a waste. True. JDTSB, James Gunn scripted Zach's first zombie movie. Interesting, no? Yes, they don't seem to talk about each other very much, though, do they? Did they interact with each other, or James just wrote the script before Zach got involved? I'm not quite sure. But they don't really say much about each other, do they? Ronnie Dodge, I think Rob will voice the Batman in the what's that in the what? What's JJ? And Matt Reeves' animated movie on HBO. Maybe, yeah, maybe. Nightjaw, he a bit. Fun, wasn't it? Bobcat. Also, it was the guy's vault, couldn't he have just given Dave's character the code vault since it was his? Yeah, I mean that's a great point, Bobcat. Come on, everyone! I want round of applause, Emma Jays, for Bobcat. This guy is tearing this movie to shreds, and I just kind of hated the last third because they killed my beautiful coyote. She's literally the best character, but you killed the wrong female, right? That bimbo who went after her mate. Come on. I'm going, Dad. No, you're not. I am going because I'm a brave woman and I can do what I want. Sam Dejam reviews. Did you know since the DCEU, Superman and Wonder Woman have never interacted? What? They interacted in BVS. They interacted in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I don't understand. Dave Ethan, yeah, good point. Good point, Bobcat. Bobcat's the king, mate. I say, I do like Army of the Dead, most of it. It's not a terrible movie or nothing, but to me, you kill 3/4 of the characters. You don't kill them all. You keep, listen, right? Imagine The Walking Dead if we killed Rick off after 2.5 fucking hours. We saw what happened after he left the show. BVS, they didn't say anything to each other, same as Zack Snyder's Justice League. Well, he did turn around to her in BVS and say, he's from another world, my world. And then she goes to him, I fought creatures from other worlds. And then, obviously, in the Snyder Cut, she says, Kal-El. Oh, and by the way, I've got a hot take for you. It's not Batman she fancies. The Snyder Cut shows how happy she is to see him alive, Superman alive. I think Wonder Woman has got the hots for Superman and not Batman. JDTSB, somehow Pattinson as Batman doesn't interest me. I must admit, JDTSB, I'm very excited to see what they've done there. Ronnie Dodge, I'm so excited that Robert is sticking around with Warner Brothers, and to the people who have been slating it, like Ray, it's like a middle finger to them. Sam Dejan reviews, I want to see the Trinity again in the DCEU. I think we all do. Nitro, I always thought it was Batman she liked, lol. No, I don't think it is. I mean, they get on and there's some banter there, but it's the way she looks at Superman. I think she's all in for Superman. Sorry. And Batfleck got to shag Amy Adams' Lois Lane at some point, which we haven't seen yet. So he can't have them both, can he? Dave Ethan, that's the hot take. I gladly agree. Thank you. Ronnie Dodge, I want to see Robert's Batman and Gal's Wonder Woman interact. That would be fun. You never know. Nightjaw, true. I just think she's all in for Kal-El. You know, someone saying my name like that, right? I mean, that Wonder Woman costume was probably dripping. You know, it's Kal-El. Oh, Kal-El. You know, so, and when she talks to Bruce Wayne, it's like, yeah, all right, yeah, you're just my mate, right? You know, he's just a friend. Sorry, Bruce, you ain't having her. She suits. Kal-El. It's all about this, mate. Oh, Batman's a better character because he's not an alien. Up yours. Dave Even, it's a multiverse after all. Exactly. Bobcat, also the one chick goes to get her friend with like an hour left. I mean, even if she found her friend, how would she get out without a helicopter? It's that premise and that subplot is ridiculous. But I've said it before, I hate this premise in shows and in movies. You're not going. Yes, I am. You're not going. Yes, I am. Fuck off, she's going. You know she's going. Stay in the car. No. Stay in the car. No. It's so annoying. You know she's not going to stay in the car. You know the companion isn't going to stay in the TARDIS. And you know she's going. So Bobcat, also with it being restricted airspace and they can't fly in, then how did they fly out? Oh, yeah. Another round of applause for Bobcat, please. That's a good point. That's a very good point. I don't even bother with details like that. I'm not one for details. When I first saw Justice League, I didn't even notice what they did with Henry's upper lip. I kind of liked Justice League in the first half. It's in the second half where I started thinking, oh, my God. JDTSB, heard Pattinson gave Reeves problems during filming. He refused to work out. Is this true? I think the actors do whatever they're told, whether they want to or not. So what he said was he didn't want to be over bulked up. They didn't want him over bulked up. I don't think there's any issue there at all. He signed up with Warner Brothers. He's Batman for the foreseeable future. Nightjaw, applause. Ronnie Dodge, if Diana and Bruce got it on, she would probably kill him. I mean, she's the daughter of Zeus. That's a good point. She'd break his... Bobcat, another thing. How did that zombie get down from a building onto his horse, across the city and up another building as fast as a helicopter? Although zombies are quite fast, though, aren't they? The Gaming Maniac, man, that Eternals trailer was really nothing special. It wasn't bad, I guess, but super dull. Well, it's marketing, the Gaming Maniac, and marketing is supposed to pull you to the movie. Don't forget, we don't all know about the Eternals. I don't. It didn't tell me anything about these characters. It didn't interest me in these characters. All they wanted to do is show that everyone in this film has different ethnicities and identities. That was the only thing they wanted to catalogue in this film. And there's people saying this film should win Oscars because Chloe Zhao did it, blah, blah, blah. You know, you didn't want Joker to win any fucking Oscars, did you? I wonder why you want Chloe to win Oscars. Can't think. But the Eternals trailer was dull, uninteresting. I watched it once, put it down. I don't care about the details. I don't care. It's really funny seeing people doing these trailer reactions. Oh my God, it's people standing around. This is amazing. What's that on my screen? So basically, boring. Bobcat. I was sitting there when that scene was on with the girl confessing her love to Dave's character, and I was just like, can't this wait 45 minutes? Well, I guess not, because they killed her. I thought that was kind of effective, her confessing her undying love, then getting killed. That was tragic. I thought Dave Bautista did a great job, but I think Dave Bautista, if I'm bringing in Dave Bautista, I'm saying just do what people love. Just do what you did in Guardians, mate. Imagine how awesome that film would have been, more awesome, if Dave Bautista was all in. Ronnie Dodge, the Eternals trailers were as entertaining as a wet wipe. No, I prefer a wet wipe. Bobcat, I mean, I guess they had to try to make me care about her death somehow. Yeah, I mean, it was, I think that was effective. I didn't see that coming. I should have done. Matthew Pounder, don't see any Kirby in this. More like the Prince of Persia. Yeah, they're not gonna honor Kirby. All they're interested in is their inclusive casting, and that's what the trailer's about. Their inclusive casting. That's it. JDT SB saw an article that says Feige was so impressed with the cinematography of Eternals. Sad no, he must not be watching Snyder movies. Well, do you know what? I love great cinematography, and Snyder is beautiful. Snyder does, no one can take that away from him. And I didn't see that with Chloe's trailer, to be honest with you. She tried to do some good extensive shots and all of that, but that's not what's going to pull me to the movie. I don't know about the Eternals. You had 2.5 minutes to tell me this is who they are, this is what they do, right? When I saw the Die Hard trailer, I knew there was a siege, and Bruce Willis is the one who's got to stop it. It's simple. If Bruce Willis just stood there and went, Nightjaw, although I wonder if Darkseid would have killed off Desaad in one of the later Justice League films, like how the animated series did. You know what? When the portal closes down, and he says, Desaad goes, I knew you couldn't trust him. The way Darkseid looked at him, I thought he was going to fucking wipe him off there and there. Dave Ethan, instead of biting the hitman's heads off, the zombies tiger's just beating him up like playing a toy. The Bobcat. Also, why they need to lure zombies to the safe trap? Couldn't they have just thrown that limb at the safe? Maybe. Ronnie Dodge, message retracted. You must have said something naughty. I wonder if we'll ever see Hot Takes Tuesdays again. Bobcat, and then that was like stacks and stacks of cash. How do they carry it all out of the city? Backpacks? Oh, yeah, that'll work. I guess makes sense. Great choice. Like that. Ronnie Dodge, come on, Dwayne. Drop that Black Adam suit review. I'm begging. By the end of this week, I expect to see the Black Adam costume, and I'm very excited. JDTSB, well, Marvel has always had mediocre to bad cinematography, almost monochromic. Well, to be honest with you, it's not about the cinematography to them. It's not real. That's not why people are watching it. It is bland cinematography, but that's not. I think comic book adaptations should have the way Zack does it. Zack's movies feel comic booky with the cinematography, so I agree there, but that's not how they do it. The Gaming Maniac. I liked Army of the Dead, but yeah, it was full of dumb decisions and plot holes. Not a bad film though, but not Snyder's strongest for me. I agree. It looks great. First 3/4 is sensational. Then it loses it for me, and it lost me. Bobcat, I'm sorry, Zach, you can't write. Just stick to directing. You're great at that. Nightjaw, lol. Hey, he may come back. They always make sequels. You never know. Sam Dejan reviews. I think the most comic accurate movie is Sin City. That's a very, very good film. Sam Dejan reviews. I really enjoyed that film. Yeah. But those films never get spoken about. It's the MCU. You know, the MCU. I'm so glad the actress from The Quiet Place 2 fucking slaughtered them. Shut the fuck up about the MCU. We don't care, right? She doesn't care. She's told you she hates comics. She hates Marvel, right? Stop asking her dumb questions. Sam Dejan reviews. I wish they will make movies like V for Vendetta, History of Violence, Road to Perdition. I really liked V for Vendetta and disappointed it didn't do well enough to get sequels. Bobcat. Anyways, that's the end of my Army of the Dead rant. Shame, that was fun. JDTSB, hey, I saw the Black Adam suit earlier. Maybe it's a leak. Yeah, I haven't seen any leaks. I haven't seen it. But it means we're going to see it very soon. And I think I'll wait to see it in HD. And then we'll talk about it. If it's released today, we'll talk about it in tomorrow's Big Mouth Daily Live. The Gaming Maniac. Oh dear, my throat. The Gaming Maniac. I think Zach's a decent writer, but he may definitely need a partner or someone to say when something is going too far, lol. But his work co-writing on Wonder Woman JO was solid. Oh, definitely. I don't think I don't know what happens there. I don't know. Is it his co-writers? Is it him? Who knows? Listen, Army of the Dead is cool and that franchise will be okay, but it's not something that's going to give him the attention that the DCEU has given him. He likes the attention. So, and in the end, you know, that's a moving on, isn't it? You know, you're not part of the DCEU anymore, Zach. How long can you keep talking about that, you know? Bobcat, also Love Life update because everybody wants to know, lol. There's 2 girls now. A threesome. I do like a threesome. Did you know I lost my virginity to my girlfriend's mum and her best friend? Threesomes are great, Bobcat. You should do that. Anyway, I'm sure you wanted to know that I lost my virginity in a threesome. Ronnie Dodge, Desaad is a scrawny worm in the Snyder Cut. He supports you, then when you fail, he stabs you in the back. Basically, yeah. He's a right little, yeah. I liked him, though. I enjoyed watching him. JDTSB, Zach did too much on that film. He was also the cinematographer. Maybe it's the budget. He was given only 90 million. Well, I'm sure he could have had his own DP if he wanted to, but I think he said he's enjoyed doing it. So I just think he's a great cinematographer anyway. So the Gaming Maniac, living the dream there, Mick. 2 experienced women as a 17-year-old lad. I don't give a crap that it was immoral because she was my girlfriend's mum. That was a great experience. Wow. Unbelievable. Sam Dejan reviews. I like Sin City 2. I wish they will make Sin City 3. Bobcat, no. I meant there's this girl from my past now, and also the other girl I was talking about. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with, a bit of a threesome, no. Anyway, Jesus is a go. Is Michael B. Jordan officially playing a lead Superman role, or is that just a rumour? Well, he's denied it. He's denied it for now, so at this moment in time, no. Dave Ethan, earlier today I saw many Snyder Bros praising the Eternals teaser on Twitter. What? The ones that follow me and I follow weren't praising it. I'll be honest with you, Jesus Christ. What were they praising about it? You see, I'm kind of a Snyder bro. I'm a fan of his, and I want to see more from his DC universe. But there's ways of going at things, isn't there? Bobcat, I don't think you've ever made me laugh that hard. About what? What did I say? The Gaming Maniac signing off for now, Mick, but happy streaming, mate, and continue keeping it 100%. Thank you, my friend, and come in whenever you want. Always come into the streams if you can. They're fun. I try and make them fun. We have a laugh. Look at the laugh we're having. Bobcat with the threesome thing and me. Definitely do it, my friend. Definitely do it. I mean, imagine, Bobcat. That was my first time. 2 experienced women. Oh my God. Oh my God. And they didn't care that I kind of boom quickly. They were still going at me, mate. They taught me a lot. Ronnie George, have you seen the first picture from the Uncharted movie? It's interesting seeing Tom as Nathan Drake. I haven't actually, but I'm interested in it. I'm interested in it for sure. Dave Ethan. Oh, I know. I have seen it. I have seen it, Ronnie. Yeah. Dave Ethan. They said it remained. They said it reminds them of Zack. Oh, it reminds them of Zack Snyder's filmmaking. No, they're wrong. JDTSB didn't like the last part of the trailer where they made a joke about who will lead the Avengers, and now that Iron Man and Cap are dead. And you know what? That was obviously meant to. We were meant to see that before Captain. What was it? Captain America and the Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Otherwise, they would know that there's a new Captain America, as shit as he is. But they don't. Yeah, that was a shit joke. It wasn't even funny. Their gags are getting worse. Bobcat, I didn't like any of it, lol. Look, I like the shiny spaceship. The cast looked cool, but it doesn't entice me to the film. Ronnie Dodge, here's my bets for the 4 DCEU movies from next year will be a massive success, definitely. Nightjaw at Bobcat, use the line from the great Commander Shepard from Mass Effect. Can I have you both? I don't think that's going to work. Dave Ethan, forgive my typo errors. No problem. I can't write to save my life. I meant the type reminded me. Yeah, it's cool. Don't worry. Don't you hate those people on Twitter, those punctuation Nazis who say your? It's not your, it's your. Piss off, you lost the argument. Do one. I would love some CGI while I'm doing a video. And what I would do is, right, if I had CGI, I'd make this chair rise. So I'd be rising, like during the video, this chair may be up in the air, like Yoda. A Bobcat at Nightjaw laughing emoji. JDTSB. Well, internal could have helped out. So Cap doesn't die. Where were they? Oh, well, yeah. Where were they? Yeah, we've always been around. Apart from the problem is you get these kind of plot holes because they're taking their time to introduce. So it's difficult, isn't it? But they could have had a cameo. But how many people are you going to have in the film? That's the problem. So I get it. Bobcat, they were being inclusive. Oh, yeah, that's all they're interested in, isn't it? That's all they're interested in. That's the problem. I don't mind inclusion, but they're not interested in the films, the stories. There's a big difference to mentality now in Hollywood. Bobcat, he's a straight white male. They can't save him. Yeah, exactly. Ronnie Dodge, I bet Snyder worshippers will be crying about Robert Pattinson deal, and they made rumours he was being fired. Who's laughing now? He was never getting fired. There isn't a problem between Matt and Rob. This is just nonsense. He also didn't impregnate Jason Momoa's adoptive daughter, the one who's playing Catwoman, right? More nonsense. People just have an agenda because he replaced Batfleck. Ronnie Dodge now. Nightjaw, I guess they weren't able to give Cap the plot armor in time. It's a bit unclear. Did Chris Evans want to leave, or did Feige decide it was time to have a person of colour be Captain America? Bobcat, unless there's a post-credit scene, maybe. I think Chris Evans isn't done, even in the comics. It always goes back to what's his name, whatever he was called, Steve Rogers. Not that they care about the comics anymore. Bobcat, I just don't like Marvel anymore. I don't hate them. I mean, I've got the films. I like them all right. But, yeah, they're nothing special. They're not what people say they are. It's as simple as that. It's a good franchise. It's okay. It's the most successful ever. But it's not the best franchise ever. It's made more bucks than the others. For me personally, the MCU isn't as good as the Rocky franchise, right? The MCU isn't as good as the 6 movies George Lucas did for Star Wars, right? There's many franchises. The MCU isn't as enjoyable as the Indiana Jones franchise. I could go on. There's lots of little franchises that I would compare with and say it's not as enjoyable. Bobcat, I'm excited for Spider-Man 3 as I am, and Doctor Strange 2, yeah, definitely. Other than that, DC. Oh, I don't care. Ronnie Dodge, when I saw that about Rob and Zoe, I burst out laughing. I'm like, who comes up with this? Are they 12? Yeah. And they spread it like fact. It's all because they don't like him being in the role because he replaced Batfleck. Joe Davis, you rocking with Mbappe to Liverpool, Mickey? If Mbappe goes to Liverpool, I'll be devastated. But I'd stay where I was if I was him? Why would he leave? Bobcat, if they think I'm paying for Black Widow, they're wrong. Yeah, I'm not paying for Black Widow either. Nightjaw, I prefer DC over Marvel overall, but I prefer the comics of Marvel than their films. Nightjaw, MCU. You mean you prefer the Marvel comics rather than the MCU? Yeah. Ronnie Dodge, No Way Home and Doctor Strange are the most I'm looking forward to. And that's it for the DCEU. Or the MCU, sorry. Yeah, I'm not that hyped. I mean, I'm excited to see versions of Spider-Man I prefer to the current version of Spider-Man. I hope they kill off Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And Nightjaw, yeah. I would actually be happy if they killed off Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I know Bobcat wouldn't agree with that. JDTSB, maybe I'll pay for Black Widow, but not for $30. No way. Just wait until it's on Blu-ray. Hopefully they allow it on Blu-ray because it's going to be on Disney Plus. But yeah, I don't care about that film anyway. As long as I've got my DCEU and any more DC Black Label, and I always get my DC animated movies as well, that's all I care about. I'm not paying $30 to watch that film. Ronnie Dodge, Benny's leaving after The Flash. I wish people would actually grow up about that. Well, they can't. They never will. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. We have got 14 people in the chat and 4 likes. So 4 people like me. The other, 11 people, my maths is shit, but the other 11 people also hate my guts and they're just watching. And they're saying, I hate you. That's why I'm not liking your post. You little bastard. Bobcat, the rumour is he'll retire anyway. If they kill him, I don't care because won't be staying past Doctor Strange 2 anyways. Joe Davis, anyone else here rocking with Mbappe to Liverpool? No, I think they all support good teams, Joel. But at least you finished third. No one can move like the red tribe do. There's no man that can stand in our way. So respect to the tribe that's red. Nightjaw, definitely. I think the film came too late. It probably would have appealed if it came out before Endgame. I think Black Widow that film should have been done either after Iron Man 2, before one of the others. Why, they love representing women, do they? But not that woman. Bobcat, Spider-Man is my favourite Marvel character, so that's why I care. Dave Ethan, I hear that Ben Affleck will go on as Batman in future films. I don't know, because I don't know what they're going to do with him after Flashpoint. That's the interesting thing, isn't it? Listen, this is what I think. These are the scenarios we've got. Ben Affleck came back but maybe he doesn't want to do Batman after that because he said he wasn't Batman and he was Batman again. They could have said to him, listen, we know you don't want to do it anymore, but hey, do this last film. Let's end your story properly, right? Because we want to restructure the universe. So that could have been one scenario. Or maybe he's got a bit of a future. Who knows? Ronnie Dodge, it would be interesting if they killed Tom's Peter Parker. Would be interesting tape. I like Tom. He seems like a great bloke. I like the actor. I just don't like his version of Spider-Man. I did in Civil War, but it's been shit and watered down since. So if Andy and Toby replace him, I'll be more than happy with that. I'll take that. Bobcat. Also, I should mention that one girl who just came back into my life loves soccer. I don't know crap about soccer. Right. Does she like English soccer? I will educate you, right? Find out what soccer team she likes. JDTSB, I've got to support ScarJo. I'm a fan. Oh. Scarlett Johansson, you mean? Right, yeah. Oh, I'm a fan, all right. Imagine tapping her. Joel Davis, it's football, not soccer. To American people, it's soccer, Joel. We've got to be fair, haven't we? It's not soccer to us, of course, but that's what they call it because they've got American football. Ronnie Dodge, after the Robert Pattinson deal is now happening, I can't see Ben coming back, and he's got so many projects. But he may come back because it's a multiverse situation, but we don't know what they're going to do, to be fair. Dave Ethan, speaking of Endgame, do you remember the re-release of that film to beat Avatar's box office? That's what I mean. It's not the most successful film of all time because they cheated, like they always do with everything. Nitro, I'm hoping that he can come back to finish Snyder's vision. I'm not really sure about what they're planning with him because of the Flashpoint film as well. Exactly. Bobcat, she likes Barcelona. Oh, she likes Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is one of the best players in the world. He's played for Barcelona all his career, and just say you love Lionel Messi. You should get away with it. Bobcat, she likes Barcelona. Oh yeah, I just read that. Normally I can put my feet up here. What's going on? Bobcat, gotcha. Talk about Barcelona's great history. What a beautiful stadium it is. Bobcat, thanks, Mick. You're welcome. Say you've been there and you loved it. It's a huge stadium. Oh, and Manchester United won the European Cup at the Nou Camp in 1999. Who's going to be named Manager of the Year? That's what one of my pop-ups is saying. Well, it's obviously Pep Guardiola. JDTSB, Disney re-released Endgame because they want to take #1 from Avatar. But the thing is, JDTSB, the problem with that is it's not real, is it? It's cheating. It's cheating. It's like all their origin films having crossovers all the time and then making $1 billion. It's kind of cheating, isn't it? Bobcat noted. Bobcat, Disney owns both anyways. Yeah. Unfortunately, yes, you're right. So it's all pretty pointless, isn't it? And then you got James Cameron congratulating Marvel, then Marvel congratulating James Cameron. It's bollocks. It's bollocks. Avatar is not one of the best films ever made, and neither is Endgame, right? They made the money, but it doesn't fucking matter, right? I'd rather watch James Cameron's Titanic than Avatar. It was groundbreaking visually, but that's it. Nitro, I found that release for Endgame just petty, in my opinion. I agree. Disney owned Avatar at that point. So it was measuring swords inside their own company. Just pointless, exactly. Igor, Avatar is Pocahontas in Sois. I don't know what the Sois means, but yeah. Basically, look, it was an interesting plot. It was an okay film, but it's not what people say it is. Sorry. I expected a lot more. JDTSB, totally cheating. Yeah, that's what they do. These are just egomaniacs. If you think that a box office makes your films better than the films that I grew up with. Some superior films, you know, the Oliver Stone classics, you know, the gangster films, the Godfathers, Goodfellas. Just because you made more money than them, you don't understand about films and storytelling. So you can keep on saying the MCU is really successful. Yeah, but they're not the best films ever made. Eagle, I'd rather watch Peter Jackson's King Kong than Endgame of Avatar. Oh, me too. Love that film. Bobcat, I like Avatar Land in Disney World. I've never been. I'm not one for worlds and kind of rides. I'm scared of heights, kind of, so. So box office doesn't appeal to me. All I want from DCEU movies is to make enough money so they can make more. That's all I care about. Obviously, I like it when they do well. Of course I do, because I'm a DC fan. Ronnie Dodge, James Cameron is the GOAT. Sorry, the Russos haven't nothing on this man. Of course they haven't. The Russos are nothing special, right? You know, forget it. Just forget it. Just because you made a couple of good MCU films doesn't make you the Dons of filmmaking, does it? Of course, Peter James Cameron is the GOAT. Terminator 2, Titanic, Avatar. You know, the man's a legend. And then there's Steven Spielberg, who's better than both of those put together. I quite like Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds. But, you know, there's great directors in the history of film. I think these MCU fans need to see one of those documentaries, The History of Hollywood, going back to Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin, to understand what greatness really means. And it isn't their little cartoon universe. Bobcat, Family Guy is hilarious. Have you seen the Mr. Monopoly in jail bit? Yeah, I love Family Guy. I often put it on before I go to bed. Love it. It is brilliant. Definitely my cup of tea. I love Family Guy, I love American Dad, and I adore The Simpsons. They are the modern day sitcom, and you know what a groundbreaking, amazing idea. You can just put them on. It doesn't wind you up. Although replacing some of the voices because of reasons, right, is really annoying me. Like the new Doctor actor, the guy who plays the dodgy Doctor. Pathetic, you pricks. These people will ruin everything for us. Everything. Nut jobs. JDTSB, agree with Dodge on the Russos. Aren't they women now? Hollywood is weird. No, I don't think. No. The Russos haven't changed their gender. It's the Wazowskis, isn't it? Who do Matrix. Bobcat, be right back. Making myself some food. Enjoy it. It seems to me So apart from the Robert Pattinson news, nothing's really breaking right now. I'm expecting something huge sooner or later. Ronnie Dodge, if the fans knew what Hollywood was like, they'd probably know what Marilyn Monroe went through. Marilyn Monroe, Judy Garland was allegedly abused by the actors who played the Munchkins. And there's a rumor about Hollywood's a horrible place, Ronnie, horrible. All the smiles and the fake compassion and kindness, you don't get it. Dave Ethan, speaking of Russos have all seen their latest movie called Cherry. I hear it's bad. Nah, haven't seen it. Not interested. They were just given a few MCU films. They did okay with them. It doesn't mean they're pioneering directors. Basically, the MCU is the most overrated film series of all time. It's as simple as that. I wonder how many dislikes I've got tonight. Ronnie Dodge, Cherry's okay. I thought Tom Holland was quite good, even though the script is bad. JDTSB is the new Matrix pushing through. It's coming soon. Yeah, they've made it, haven't they? It's going to be released later this year. Matrix 4. Obviously, it's going to be woke, but there you go. Look, they made one good Matrix film. Let's be honest about it. Dave Ethan, ain't that the truth, Mick? Basically, right, the Russos, everyone involved in the MCU is overrated. You know, we're supposed to believe these people are pioneering filmmakers. It's like the way they go on about Chloe Zhao. Oh my God, she's so amazing. She's so amazing. Yes, she's a good director. But, you know, she's not a pioneer or anything. And they think they're so cool because they've got an Oscar winner. Basically, entertainment is dead. It's dead, my friends, because no one's in it to entertain anymore, right? They're all a bunch of nut jobs, right? They're all a bunch of criminals. They pretend they're nice people and they love each other and they all hate each other. JDTSB, is Cherry the one with Daisy Ridley? Don't ask me, I haven't even seen them. It's on Netflix, isn't it? Or is it on something else? Daisy Ridley's a good actor, I think. I feel sorry for Daisy Ridley with what happened with Star Wars. Not her fault. I thought Rey was adorable in The Force Awakens. I kind of liked Rey at first. I didn't dislike her in any of the films, to be honest, but a lot of people did. Nightjoy, is there any news on that rumour about DC being sold to another company? I'm honestly hoping that rumour is fake. Yeah, Nightjoy, I think it's a fake rumour. I don't think it's going to happen. I thought I'd discuss it today because it was a topic of discussion. Dave Ethan, that's the one, JDTSB. Ronnie Dodge, the Batman will definitely get Oscar noms, and I think Disney will kick up a fuss. Well, they can do what they want. All I want from the Batman is for it to be great for everyone, and we can all enjoy a great version of Batman that does the things that the fans want. You know, a live-action version that people can say, do you know what, this is the Batman I read. And I think we're going to get this. This is a year 2 story. Then we're going back to a year 1 story with Gotham PD as well. So it's all there. This is the early days of Batman, and it's very exciting. Ronnie Dodge, Nightjaw, the rumour about DC getting bought by Disney is horse crap, let's say. Dave Ethan, Nightjaw, it's totally fake. Don't worry about it. Here, I concur. I mean, imagine if it happened, it would break the fucking internet, wouldn't it? People would go absolutely nuts. JDTSB, thanks Ethan. Ronnie Dodge, JDT, that was Chaos Walking. Bring on the Suicide Squad. Oh, I've got a feeling that nothing you want to believe in that. No, Yahoo, I don't want to watch the fucking Eternals trailer again. Once was enough, wasn't it? Hopefully they give us another trailer in a few months and it actually gives us something. You know, Marvel trailers have never been that good. You look at the DCEU trailers. Man of Steel is epic. The BVS trailers are amazing. The Suicide Squad trailers are amazing. Wonder Woman trailers are amazing, right? The Aquaman trailers, awesome. Shazam trailers, awesome. The Joker trailers, awesome. DC do put out the Snyder Cut trailers that Zack put together himself, awesome. The marketing with Marvel isn't that great, but they don't need to market. They've got a ready-made audience already. JDTSB, thanks, Dodge. Nightjaw, Dave Ethan, that's good. Been honestly worrying about DC moving forward and doing well because of that rumor. Don't worry about it. Dave Ethan, and bring on the Dave Ethan, and bring on the butthurt come August. Oh, yeah. I know people think that the Army of the Dead is some kind of superior Suicide Squad to the one they haven't seen yet. It's not the case. James Gunn truly is a writer-director. He's as good a writer as he is director. That's rare. JDTSB, Marvel keeps hiring Oscar winners, but never gets any valid nomination. Weird. Well, listen, just because you won an Oscar once, it doesn't mean you're going to keep on winning them. I mean, obviously Tom Hanks did, but that's rare. And the Oscars don't mean anything anymore because they're just nominating minorities because they're minorities. That's not how it should work, right? The best people should win. So, Ronnie Dodge, bring on October. A new picture got released from the Suicide Squad. Just sending it to you now. Oh, yeah, that was an awesome picture, wasn't it? And by the way, there's a really great YouTuber called Boba Talks, if you like Batman. He's a really good DC YouTuber, but mostly he talks about Batman, and he's really good. He's always coming up with his theories about the Batman, so he's a really cool dude. And he's a fellow Brit as well. Nightjaw, Logan's trailers were definitely brilliant, but then again, that's not the MCU. Yeah, those trailers were honest with the kind of film they were selling. And the film's great, so the trailers are great. But mostly, I think the DCEU marketing has been far superior. JDTSB, true, no one watching Oscars anymore. No. Why would I? To be lectured? So the winners are getting them because they're part of the minority backgrounds? That's not how it should work. And all businesses are doing this now, right? We're living in a kind of weird fascist state now, right? Where you get things because of your background and not because of how good you are. And that's problematic. You know, equality and fairness is important, but winning things because of your background and because you're a minority isn't a good thing. It doesn't send a good message, and it makes people frustrated and bitter. You're just creating more problems. Give it to the right people. You know, create a situation where minorities can direct and get into film schools and have the opportunities that everyone else does. And then the best people win. But handing out things to people because they're minorities, no. I would never back that. I would never back that. That is wrong on so many levels. And this is why the entertainment industry has gone mad. They've got an inclusivity department at the BBC and most studios and most networks now. They're nuts. This industry is full of lunatics. It's as simple as that. Ronnie Dodge, I really think Emerald should be at Fandom about Zaytana. I think she would be, and I think JJ should be as well. So I expect them to be there, Ronnie, for sure. Emerald Fennell, yeah, a very interesting character. Another nut job, but it'll be interesting to see what she does. And JDTSB, I thought Guardians 2 was cringe, especially the Mary Poppins joke and the funeral scene. So I don't agree that Gunn is that good. Well, listen, it depends who you're comparing him to. But I think he is a good writer-director. And I mean, obviously, Guardians 2 was a very different film, but I still enjoyed it. And I think he's a better writer-director than most. Listen, he knows what he's going to do. He puts it together. It's entertaining. And many people have complaints about Guardians 2. You won't be the first and you won't be the last. But I think he's good at what he does. and I'm really happy he's part of the DCEU. I know why people don't like him being involved with DC, because he's from Marvel. But at the end of the day, he does films that audiences, mainstream audiences, contemporary audiences want to watch. And of course, for studios who are trying to run a business after all, that's a good thing. But James Gunn's The Suicide Squad isn't Guardians. That's something I have to stress. It's not Guardians. Ronnie Dodge, I'm actually nervous that Disney are going to do with what Disney are going to do with the X-Men. I would say be afraid. I don't think anyone can touch what Singer did in X-Men and X-Men 2. And Singer never really picked up an X-Men comic or understood it. He's not even a comic book fan. But what Singer did, whatever you think about his conduct, I don't think anyone's touching that. The castings were fantastic. He got those films right. And Disney are not particularly interested in doing good versions of these characters, or Marvel. So it'll be interesting. That's a good, I think everyone's right to be nervous about that. Dave, even to be honest, Guardians 2 is peak of the Guardians franchise. I really enjoyed the first film, but I thought the second film was good and I enjoyed it. But it depends what you're comparing it to, isn't it? Always, because it's what he wanted to do with the movie. So he did what he wanted. He wanted to tell the story about Peter Quill's father. You know, Kurt Russell was great. And I think it was a good film and I enjoyed it. I don't think it's a bad movie. I don't think it's a badly written film. I think they did well with it and it did okay. And, you know, we move on. Dave Ethan, it's my opinion, by the way. Oh, that's fair enough, yes. Everything people say is their opinion. It's not universal, is it? JDTSB, Disney will ruin X-Men. I still haven't recovered from Star Wars. Yeah, I don't think it's their intention to genuinely give audiences and comic book fans some kind of satisfaction. Nigel, honestly, never watched the Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, neither Doctor Strange or Winter Soldier, but I don't really care to watch them. I stopped following after Age of Ultron. Interesting. Well, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 are okay. Doctor Strange is a good, solid film. And Winter Soldier is probably the best film they've ever made. That's actually a proper film. So the Russos, probably, that's the Russos' best effort. Bobcat, I'm back. Welcome back. Bobcat, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 3 are amazing. They haven't made a Guardians 3 yet. You mean 2, don't you? JDTSB, I prefer the first. Sorry, can't even rewatch the second. Fair enough. I think I've rewatched the first Guardians. Ronnie Dodge, I think people's opinion on James Gunn will change after the Suicide Squad. Bobcat 2. Night Job, Bobcat, welcome back. Listen, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, and I'll stress this like I stressed this earlier, isn't Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not. Much better. Much better. Bobcat, play the Suicide Squad trailer music. Oh, I've got a... Oh, no, that's not. That's Guardians, isn't it? I've got a feeling. Da, 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 da. Ronnie Dodge, welcome back, Bobcat. Welcome to the show, Bobcat. Welcome back to the show, Bobcat. I hope you enjoyed your burger. So this has been a mellow chat tonight. There hasn't been any stress tonight, not like earlier today. Bobcat, what happened earlier today? Well, me and Hot Takes Tuesdays had a bit of an argument because he was trying to insist that Patty Jenkins pretty much run the first Wonder Woman and she should take credit for it. Then he said it was because of the writer, Alan Heinberg, and Snyder had nothing much to do with it and that he wasn't on the set very much. And I was trying to make the point. Look at the first Wonder Woman and look at the second one. Look at the differences. How can you say the person who ran the second one ran the first one? She was literally an episode director of the first film. That was the point I was making. And the vision for the first Wonder Woman was Zack Snyder's. And he wouldn't have it. He wouldn't have it, and he was digging himself up. And he was just winding me up. So I literally went mad. The music on the first Suicide Squad is good. The songs are quite good, yeah, but I like a composed score much better. Bobcat, that's just wrong. Yeah, and he was just going on and on and on. Then he said, what's wrong with you? You think you're so special? Did you feed off your mum's bosom till you were 11? And things like that. So he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it. He was insistent that Patty Jenkins and the writer of the film had more to do with it than Zack Snyder. It simply isn't true. Simply isn't true. He co-wrote the first Wonder Woman. He gave her he had the vision for the character, all the good stuff, the choreography. He had to help Patty with the choreography because she was clueless. Bobcat, he was a regular too. Yeah. So I knew that Wonder Woman, the first one. Basically, what I'm trying to say about the first Wonder Woman and Patty Jenkins is Inspector Gadget, right? And Zack is Inspector Gadget's niece. So basically, Inspector Gadget gets all the credit, right? Like Patty Jenkins did. And Zack Snyder, the real person who should have got the credit for the first Wonder Woman, is the Inspector Gadget's niece who solves all the crimes and never gets any credit. So he wasn't having it anyway. So I exploded. Nightjaw, he was insisting his point was right and Big Mouth was wrong. Oh, yeah, definitely. The thing is, Nightjaw, if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. I ain't got a problem with admitting I'm wrong. I'm quite happy to do that. But this guy was just saying things that simply wasn't true. Then he goes, go and watch this interview. And listen to me. Patty Jenkins was simply just the director. She won a few battles. It's true, right? But at the end of the day, the kind of stuff, they all work together. But honestly, that film is Zack's vision. There's no question about that. Bobcat, gotta go back and watch that stream. Definitely. I think maybe about half an hour, maybe just after it all kicks off. I went, listen, you ain't seen me go that crazy before, honestly. Nightjaw, yeah. I lost it because I knew it was true. He was just twisting the narrative. Then he said, well, and I made the point that Patty Jenkins sacked Zack's VFX team for Wonder Woman 84. Then he goes, yeah, but she directed Zack's VFX team, right? Well, hang on a minute. If she's a good director of a VFX team, why is the VFX in Wonder Woman 84 shit? And why did she sack Zack's VFX team? Clearly, she has an issue with him and the way he makes movies, right? And her VFX was shit, right? Her film wasn't very good, and we all know that. So how could she be fully responsible, more responsible than Zack, for one of the best CBMs ever when her sequel was not very good? Ronnie Dodge, it's nice to have a calm stream. You know what though, Ronnie? I felt terrific afterwards. Unleashing like that was amazing. Bobcat, I mean, it's not an opinion. You're just right. Yeah, I know I'm right. We all know how much Zack had to do with the first film. He's an executive producer on the film. He's a producer, he's a co-writer. He was running the DCEU at the time, right? I know the history of it. If I was wrong, I wouldn't insist on it. But he was just trying to twist it up a bit. He wanted to win. It's just typical of someone who wants to win an argument and goes in different directions. And, and then he goes, come to my YouTube channel and I'll prove you wrong. I'll show you. I'll expose you. And I go, no, I'm not going on your YouTube channel. I want to build up my own YouTube channel. We're here. So, yeah, it got a bit silly. But at the end of the day, this is what happens when some people don't want to admit that they're wrong. It's fine. It's okay. I admit when I'm wrong. Or if I don't know something, I don't need to know everything. And I don't have to be on the right side of history every time. But Zack should get a lot of credit for Wonder Woman, the first one, being one of the best comic book movies of all time. Now, Patty won some things. I think the lust story was down to Patty and the way that happened. And certain elements of the inspiration of her choosing love when she's fighting Ares. So I'll give her that. But the main context of the vision of that film was Zack Snyder. the sword, the fighting, the choreography, the VFX. That's all Zach, right? And what she did with her own movie, with the sequel, proves that. But I don't think that one is uploaded yet. Hey, what? It's there. It's on my channel. It's on my channel, my friend. Yeah, it's called Big Mouth. The Big Mouth Daily live. Disney want to buy DC. That's what it's called. Disney want to buy DC. It's the third from the list, including my live. JDTSB, the CGI on the Cheetah fight scene was awful. The design for Cheetah was awful, everything. And what about the fucking eyeliner? It was terrible. Just copy and paste her from the fucking comics. Bobcat found it. Awesome. You'll enjoy yourself. I don't know. I think you have to watch it for a bit, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes when it kicks off. I mean, that stream went on for a bit because of that argument. Because at the end of the day, you know, I don't know what his agenda was. I didn't understand what his point was. I don't understand why he wanted to insist that Zack had very little. And I said, well, obviously you don't like Zack and you're trying to prove a point. He goes, no, I love Zack Snyder. So I didn't really understand what the agenda was and what the point was. He calls himself Hot Takes Tuesday. So I assume that's part of his kind of, you know, repartee, winding people up and trying to kind of exhume a heated debate. So he got a heated debate. Ronnie Dodge, at least there's not Leroy tonight, bloody Snyder bot. Yeah, Leroy is very much into his Zack Snyder. So obviously he's a supporter of my channel and I try and respect him as much as I can. But yeah, he's one of those that Zack can't do any wrong. That's up to him. I try and be respectful. What can you do? I mean, Bobcat, it's not a hot take. It's just wrong. Yeah, he was wrong. That's why I was confident. That's why I wouldn't stop. That's why I wouldn't stop, because he was just trying to prove a point. He was saying Zack was barely on the set of Wonder Woman for a day. That doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. He co-wrote the movie. The VFX was his VFX team. He helped Patty with the choreography. No wonder she banned the sword and the fucking shield, because she probably can't do good choreography and she knows it, right? She was found wanting in Wonder Woman 84. She showed herself not to be a very good director, and that's sad. Nightjaw, the romance was just in that film also was just her sleeping with random guy who she was seeing as her dead boyfriend. But you know what, Nightjaw? I think this was the problem with the film. She's obsessed with the Donna Superman, so she tried to do the mouse scene and kind of copy what happens in Superman 3 in the opening. I think with the Steve Trevor thing, as you described, it doesn't work. But also, I think she was trying to do a Quantum Leap Easter egg. She's probably a Quantum Leap fan. But be right, Bobcat, be right back. Emma, go watch this. Okay, let me know what you think. If I don't see you tonight, I'll see you tomorrow. But, yeah, so she got it wrong. Steve Trevor should have just arrived back, right, after the wish. That's it. Scott Edwards, what's up? What's up, Scott? We got 5 minutes to the end of the stream, so make the most of it. Hope you're okay. So 5 minutes left, so if there's anything you've got to say, please let me know. But yes, there's many problems with Wonder Woman 84, unfortunately. And as I keep on repeating on every stream, when the women are doing the aerobics and bend over and she wants to display toxic masculinity, so the old men are looking at them bending over, despicable. Scott Edwards, when does Clark find out Chloe knows? Season 5, season premiere. Because Chloe gets herself in a bit of trouble. Ronnie Dodge, hey Scott. Chloe gets Clark in a bit of trouble with her Kryptonian father, Jor-El. JDTSB, Patty is going to do Star Wars next, isn't she? Well, apparently. I mean, if I was Lucasfilm after I saw Wonder Woman 84, because she got that gig before Wonder Woman 84, I would be concerned, very concerned that she's in. But I think that's Kennedy's pick. I think that's Kennedy who's brought her in because she's a woman. Scott Edwards, Lois becomes a regular in season 5. Yes, I think so, yes. That's right, yeah, because she's in the bikini. She's in the bikini in the opening titles, if I remember rightly, and that's from the episode we get a version of Aquaman. Yes, Aquaman will guest star in season 5 of Smallville. A very different Aquaman to the one you see in the DCEU, but he's good, he's cool. Alan Richards, who's obviously in Titans as well, so he's sticking to his DC roots. I just think the DC characters they put in Smallville are so comic book accurate as well. I mean, the Aquaman, very comic book accurate. The Impulse character was awesome as well. Scott Edwards, does Bart Allen return? Yes, but I can't remember now. I think, do we see him in season? We see him in season 6 again. We see him in 6. I'm losing my voice. We see him in season 6 in one of the biggest kind of Smallville crossovers. It's a mini. It's a first crossover. And what is it called? It's called Justice. So that's the first time that kind of Clark finds out that Oliver Queen has set up a few heroes to work with, trying to take down what Luthor Corp's doing. So, yeah, I think it's Justice, that episode, but it's a big episode. Bobcat, oh boy, Lo, I'm back. What did you think then? Night job, Bobcat, Lo, welcome back. Did you see me lose my shit then, Bobcat? I lost my shit, mate, because he wouldn't stop. He literally, you know when you know someone's wrong, but they go on and on and on. And I had to, Bobcat, yeah, you know, because at the end of the day, he was just not leaving it alone. He was on a wind-up. The bloke was on a wind-up. He's going, it's only a film. But clearly, I've got a YouTube channel talking about films. So I don't see films as just a film. And you were just talking nonsense. So, and he was saying I was talking nonsense. So, Scott Edwards, I hope Lana leaves the show on good terms with Clark and everyone. It's not about good terms, my friend. It's about tragedy. A very tragic ending. So she'll finish up in season 7, but that's not the end for her. She'll be back for multiple episodes in season 8, and that's the last time you'll see her. But she has a bittersweet ending. It's a good positive note for her. She has a big future. So interesting. So I'll read out a couple of comments if you post them just before I sign off, because I'm about to sign off for tonight. It's been a great 1 hour and 23 minutes of fun, frolics, comments, opinions, reactions as usual on here. This is the place to be. I think at our peak tonight, we had about 15 viewers, which is actually quite a lot for me. And JDTSB, last question. Did Zach cameo in Army of the Dead? Apparently, I'm not sure. I'm not very good with details, JDTSB, but I think he might have done. Dave Ethan, I'm back. What did I miss? Oh, lots of discussions, Dave. About the usual, you know, lots of laughs and jokes. Ronnie Dodge, bye, mate. Take care. See you guys tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Ronnie. Thank you for your support and your interactions. Always welcome on here. Lots of fun. We have fun on here, don't we? I don't think anyone does a stream quite like this, do we? So it's fun. Laid back, sometimes it's stressful, but it's fun, yeah. I think we had the easygoing people tonight. It's like when you go, you know, on a Wednesday when you work in a shop or something, right? So I used to work in a shop years ago, and you know the manager's not in, you've got the assistant manager who you get on with and a few good people. That's what tonight was like, right? It was the nice people. It was the chilled out people. Dave Ethan, take care, you all. Peace. Take care, Dave. Karari, seeing Eternals makes me won't see Ava DuVernay New Gods. Seeing Eternals makes me won't see Ava DuVernay New Gods. There is no Ava DuVernay New Gods. That film's been shelved. It's not going to happen. So that's good news. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. My name's Mick. This is Big Mouth. I'll be back tomorrow morning about 11 p.m. Cyprus time, 11 a.m. Cyprus time, 9 a.m. UK time. Work it out in Google for the Big Mouth Daily Live. Hopefully, we've got lots of breaking news for you all. Until then, good night. God bless, or Superman bless. Have a great time. And Superman would make a better God than any other God. Let's face it. So, anyway, till tomorrow, Big Mouth Daily Live. I'll see you again soon. Until then, goodbye. See you later. It's been fun.